What's going on, people? I'm gonna try to go back, charge my phone, start up at around like maybe 6, and then go to the store, get my food, take it on back home, start back up again around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. I like working, choose my own hours. I've been working since maybe like 12 today, and I took a lot of breaks. That's why, you know, I'm over $100 right now. But I want to make a quick, easy $40 on the other app. When I don't use it as much, I get higher pay in deliveries. But I want to just give my little 2 cents on this whole Karmelo Anthony little situation. Not the basketball player. For the longest, I thought it was the basketball player. Because I'm like, why the hell y'all spelling it with a K? Like, he's not German. But then I was like, oh, that's what they're talking about. And if you can tell, I'm a little tired, but I like when I'm tired because I can talk and speak my mind a little more, freely. But if you want my opinion, this is what I think. I wasn't there, for one. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you my opinion based off of what everyone else does, and that is emotions. Because it seems like anytime race comes into the picture, we only really care about, what the situation was when race is involved. First of all, I don't believe that you should bring weapons to school, for one. I don't believe you should bring weapons to school. I don't believe you should put hands on people. And I believe in self-defense. So let me say that again. I don't believe you should bring weapons to school or school grounds or wherever they were. I don't believe you should put your hands on people. You shouldn't bully other people. You shouldn't be racist. Well, let me say that. You can have an opinion. You can talk about things that groups of people do. I support that. Just don't be an asshole to people. Don't be rude. It was a guy I worked with. He was like a supervisor. I used to make a lot of jokes at work that weren't cool. And I ran into him after like 5 years. I was away from Philadelphia for like a little over almost 4 years. So I didn't run into him. But it's not hard to run into people here. It's like, it's not a big city, but it's like, it kind of is. But I apologized to him the little time I had to talk to him. I was doing a delivery. And I sincerely meant it because it wasn't cool like the person I was back then. But back to what I was saying, it's okay if you have opinions on things. If you speak your mind, whatever, I don't find nothing wrong with that. But they were calling, I saw that the two twins was referring to black people as monkeys. I'm not offended by it. I don't really care. Only thing I say is, like, when you use language like that, because I refrain from like slurs on this channel. But when you use language like that, you just gotta stand by. You gotta man up and take responsibility for the things you say, like when it relates to slurs. But you shouldn't put your hands on people. Shouldn't bully other people. Shouldn't bring knives to school grounds. And I believe in self-defense. Now, do I think he is innocent? Yes, I do. But I think like this, right? I think why I feel he's innocent is because he's black. That's why I feel that he's innocent. And I feel like I think that everyone does this. When we see someone that resembles us or is a member of our group, we side with them, but we ignore facts. We ignore, logic. We just go based off of how we feel. Everybody does it. Perfect example. Jordan Neely was killed, was murdered by that vigilante, that ex Army Marine veteran on the train in New York City. For one, no one asked him to intervene in subduing Jordan Neely, and he wound up killing him. No one asked him to do that. He's not a cop. He's not a security guard. He was a rider on the train. Same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, I have evidence on this channel of me supporting him. I even brought a shirt from him. I even brought a t-shirt. And strange enough, I think it was Wisconsin. Yeah, it had to be Wisconsin. I went to Wisconsin, and when I found out how fucked up, like I was in the early stages of seeing how fucked up this country is, I actually burnt that shirt in Wisconsin. I went to the very site where he shot those 3 people at. But as of today, like I said, not based off of race, because like I said, I was black and I supported him at the time. But based off of the fact that he was not asked to be there, for one. He had no business being there. He had no business using that gun. And that judge clearly let him off. The judge was real easy. Like he was his damn grandson. Because we all know, even he said it, if he was black, there was no way he would have got off with shooting 3 people. But one day, he'll have to answer for those 2 people he killed. And yes, he is a murderer. But back to what I was talking about with Karmelo Anthony. If he was being attacked and he had a knife on him, and that's your weapon, that's your your line of defense, I support that. He's not guilty of defending himself. But I feel like with when race is involved, we only tend to, for one, care more, and we'll side with the people who look more like us. And I'm telling you this right now. If he stabbed a black man, nobody would really care. We'll only care if it was a rapper and Vlad TV may ask to do an interview. And I'm telling y'all, it goes both ways. When white people kill white people don't care. Perfect example, John Wayne Gacy. I remember David Carroll, a YouTuber, late YouTuber, said a black life only has a value when that black life was taken by a non-white person. And this guy made a rebuttal saying a white life has no value. Said a white life has no value unless it's taken by the hands of a black person. And the perfect example would be Willie Horton. If you don't know who Willie Horton is, look him up. But John Wayne Gacy killed and molested and raped white men and boys, and it wasn't like a race thing. It was more of like it was kind of like a gay pedophile, thing to like, hey, I don't trust my children around homosexuals. But it was more of like, I didn't hear nobody saying, oh, you gotta watch out, for white guys from other white people. No. I hope they pull his ass over. If you heard that car, how fast it was going. But I feel like we, as a people, we side with people based on their race. If you're black and a black man did something to a white person, or a white person did something to a black person, you're going to be in support of whoever looks like you more. And that's just how it is.